Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Attention Ditto Heads.
I'm in the fast lane.
Attention Bo Scouts.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
It's time for the Soul of Excellence.
He is a radio host here in New York.
The Rush Hour is on the air.
Rush.
Now here's James Golden.
Every single Democrat in Congress voted to raise taxes on hardworking citizens. Their whole campaign was raise taxes. I've never heard of it before. All my life I grew up, and I hear politicians, we will cut taxes. This is the only group I've ever seen. We're going to raise your taxes. No wonder they lost. Actually, there were other reasons also.
We are speaking about a fiscal crisis at the scale greater than the Great Recession. And so there will not be one single thing that can answer that crisis. It will require us to pursue every single avenue. That means looking inward into savings and efficiencies. That also means raising taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers and the most profitable corporations. And it means recalibrating the relationship with the state.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
Mamdani. Yes, we liberals, we voted for Mamdani. Where's all that free stuff? I asked Carlos, did you get the free stuff? Have you been on those free buses yet? Do you have your free... Where's all the free stuff? And he's already talking about raising taxes. We have the worst fiscal crisis since the Great Recession. We're going to raise the taxes. We're gonna take every dime from you people that we can. Oh, yes. Yes, my friends. Welcome to Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour, the Wednesday edition. And I'm getting texts that could get me in trouble. I just got a text from very famous broadcast engineer. I won't mention the name in case this goes bad, but he's really famous. He said, well, I never condone any sort of violence on anybody. While I never do it, I think that spritzing Ilhan Omar with apple cider vinegar had a definite meaning. And he just sent me what apple cider is used for. Apple cider vinegar, ACV, pairs well with rice to improve texture, boost digestibility, manage blood sugar spikes. While less common, it can complement sweet and sour dishes containing bananas. Anyway, just the thing to add to rice and bananas. Probably goes well with a word salad, too. On that note, and on this serious note, the guy that attacked Ilhan Omar has been found to have a criminal history. It has now been reported that it was apple cider vinegar that was in it. And I don't care what was in it. This guy needs to be in jail for years to come. And it was premeditated. He told a friend before he went, he's going, I'll probably be arrested. You should not only be arrested, this guy, he should be sentenced to spend so many years behind bars without time off for good behavior, none of it. It is obscene. And when I saw the video of it, even though knowing she was all right, I'm just still, look, we can have our political differences with somebody, but this is scary. And she handled herself, I must say, with poise, being attacked in this manner. Throw the book at him. The Associated Press, of course, said he has a criminal history and made pro-Trump posts. Okay. Now, that said, throw the book at him. These are the same news agencies that don't seem to mind and are not calling for anything to happen to the protesters that have been spitting and throwing their body fluids on ICE agents, that have been throwing things on ICE agents, that have been, in some cases, rioting. All of these people, I don't care what side of the political fence they are on, whether they are on the right or the left, all of these people who are engaging in violence or trying to intimidate people through violence need to be dealt with severely, and put a stop to this. Political discourse in this country deserves better than to have people that do these kind of things. And law enforcement as well. And our law enforcement officers need to be protected from people doing just as horrible things as this person did to Ilhan Omar. And there are no excuses for it. Zero. None. Period. And he needs to be in jail for a long time. Make it count. And the same thing, let me repeat, although the press doesn't seem to be concerned about the people that are doing horrible things to ICE agents, Border Patrol agents, they need to be dealt with severely as well. Now, the Mamdani thing. Mamdani. Mayor Zoran Mamdani says New York City is facing an unexpected $10 billion projected budget deficit. He plans to push state lawmakers to increase taxes. Tax them to death. Just tax as much as you can tax them. Yes, and thank you. America's Small Caffeinated Mom just texted me. And don't forget these people that are out biting the fingers off of ICE agents as well. Let's see just as much concern in the media for the ICE agents who have their fingers bit off by these rabid, violent leftists. All of them, again, right, left, center, doesn't make a difference. These people that are out committing violence need to be dealt with severely. And a message needs to be sent. This is not acceptable in America. Period. I don't care what party you're in. And let me also say for the record, and I probably don't have to say it because many of you agree, I don't think there's anybody that listens to this program that wants to see Ilhan Omar harmed physically. Or any other politician of any party. This is not what we want. We don't want to see our law enforcement officials harmed. We don't want to see the protesters come to ill. But we don't want to see them committing violence against ICE agents and interfering with their investigations either. It is time for this whole thing to de-escalate. Stop it. Now, Zoran Mamdani. We must raise taxes on the wealthiest few in New York City. so that we can invest in the many. We must take more of the money from the wealthiest few who already pay the highest percentage of any group in America for taxes. We have to go to them and take even more of their hard-earned money so that we can spread it out, especially among the people who are not even from this country, who shouldn't be here, because he's still out with his, we're going to support illegal immigrants no matter what. We don't want ICE in here. We don't want Trump telling us what to do with that. In fact, do we have that on the soundbite roster? I need to look real quick, because I think we do have Mamdani moaning and groaning about ICE. Oh, we got Nicki Minaj on the soundbite roster today, too. And we got a lot of Marco Rubio. I don't know whether we can get to all of it. We'll try our best to get to some of it. He lit it up as usual. Mamdani checking. I don't think we have that other one here. Anyway, but Mamdani's been making a big deal about how he... Yes, here he is, cut 8. Here is Mamdani on ICE.
The big issue
on
nationally is the question of ICE, what we've all seen happen in Minneapolis. But there's a big question about whether ICE is going to come to New York. And I'm curious about what kind of conversations you've been having with the president or the administration about that possibility, and how you think you would be reacting to this.
You know, I said to the president directly that these ICE raids are cruel and inhumane, and that they do nothing to actually serve the interests of public safety. And that public safety is of paramount importance to us. It's the cornerstone of an affordability agenda. But to use it as a justification to pull people out of their cars, out of their homes, out of their lives, it is completely contradictory to what New Yorkers are seeing and what Americans are seeing. And I think what we've seen is that there is a fear that has gripped hold of so many. And this is a fear that is without respect to anyone's documentation. A friend of mine the other day told me that if ICE was to come here at the kind of presence that we're seeing elsewhere, they wouldn't feel comfortable with their mother, a U.S. citizen, leaving the house, because they wouldn't know if she would be profiled. That's how people are living.
Do you think ICE is coming to New York City?
We're going to do everything in our power to ensure that what we see elsewhere. We keep making the case directly to the president, directly to New Yorkers, to Americans, that these kinds of actions, they are the actions of a reckless agency that is operating with impunity, one that deserves to be abolished, frankly, and that they do nothing to actually serve public interest. The other thing I'd say is you have to prepare in advance. In the same way that with this snowstorm, the reason we're able to actually respond to it on the day of the storm is not because sanitation's there on the morning of. It's because Friday morning they've brined all the highways and major roadways. Similarly, if we're talking about the prospect of ICE coming here, we have to ensure New Yorkers actually know their rights. New Yorkers know what it means to be a sanctuary city, that we have a law department that's ready to use the courts as one form of the battleground. That's what we're also preparing for.
Now that you're the...
So he's ready to use the courts, which cost money to protect illegal immigrants. He claims there's no public safety benefit. We have information on that disputes every single inch of that. The number of criminals that have been apprehended, I guess getting the criminals isn't a matter of safety, according to this guy. So he's ready to protect illegal immigrants at all costs and everything that comes with it. And how is he going to fund that? He's going to fund it on the backs of law-abiding people who are American citizens, and reach into their pocket, grab more money from them so that he can pay to keep people that shouldn't even be in America in his city. And there is a reason for that. I've been saying it. I have some stories here that prove it today, and we're going to get into that in more detail. Also, just so you know, those of you that are making travel plans, you better be a little bit careful. Democrats are planning on shutting down the government again to protect illegal aliens. They are the IADs, the illegal alien Democrats. And if they shut down the government again, I have been asking two members of the royal court here, the two most knowledgeable members of the royal court besides me, on areas of policy. One knows more than me, actually. Princess Diana and Lady Benedict. Exactly what is going to shut down when they shut it down, if Democrats do shut it down. And I found out so far, one of the things that could be shut down, TSA, They also want to shut down CDC monitoring, Department of Defense, Medicaid, and Medicare payments will proceed. IRS, major disruptions during tax season. Air traffic controllers are going to have to work again without pay. Social Security, that goes on. Mail delivery, yeah. National parks open. And, of course, your food stamps, the welfare. Food stamps will continue. But you might not be able to fly. We got to take a quick break here. Man, so much stuff going on. To all of you wealthy New Yorkers who voted for Zohran Mamdani, suckers, you're getting what you wanted. James Golden, Snerdley, we'll be back. Next segment's going to be short, but don't go away.
Rush. This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Bo Snerdley.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
James Golden, known popularly as Bo Snerdley.
This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Rush.
Okay, folks, we got two stories here. I got to get through them really quickly, so bear with me. LA Times today has a story. The median rent in Los Angeles metro area dropped to $2,167 in December, the lowest in 4 years. And people are thinking they're getting their new rent prices, and they're saying this is a mistake. When does rent get cheaper in LA? It has gotten cheaper. And of course, the news stories try to say that people are really confused about it. I'm not confused about it at all. It's supply and demand. And guess what? The demand has shrunk. Do you know why the demand has shrunk in Los Angeles? They made a fleeting reference to it. Because ICE has been there. And because people are leaving. What happens when there are vacancies and no one's filling the vacancies? People lower the prices. That's one. Then there's a story in Wall Street Journal, I believe it is. America's immigration labor shock. And the companion story in the New York Times today, U.S. population growth slows sharply. Two very important stories. We'll touch on them when we get back. Whatever you do, keep it right there. Do not go away.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
James Golden, known popularly as Bo Snerdley.
This is The Rush Hour with James Golden.
Rush.
Hold on a second. I'm just... Yeah, here we go. Raising some... Which one of these boy bands is this, Carlos?
This is the Backstreet Boys with I Want It That Way.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That's because Nick Carter was born on this day, right? From that group, right? You know what? I wasn't a big fan because I was so busy at this cycle in my life with the news that I didn't pay much attention to the boy bands, but they were huge. This guy, Nick Carter, great singer. At least I thought it was. It was good music. Nick Carter with Backstreet Boys, born in 1980. Oh, a child. And then we have the other boy band that was really big, which is In Sync. And Joseph Fatone 1977. Born on this day from that group. Oh, I love Sid Rosenberg. He just texted me. I love Sid Rosenberg. He's just so amazing. He's just one of the best broadcasters ever. Sid just texted me, and I just love him so much. What a great broadcaster. Number one morning show, Sid and Friends in the morning in the entire country. And he's incredible. And I love it. He's so stand up. Not only about his beliefs, but about the people that and the policies that he supports. And he's a wonderful human being. And what a great guy. I could talk about him all day. Anyway, Boy Band Day. And I've just been asking a question from some of the ladies in the audience. And now I'm going to ask some of the guys. Jonas, do you allow your wife to wear those Lulu things? Lululemons or Lululemons?
Yes, I do. Very expensive.
They're very expensive, but you allow your wife to wear them?
Yeah, I allow her to. I don't disagree. I can't control what she wears. But I'm glad that she respects my perspective on how she dresses. But I don't have to worry about that with her. She's good.
Mm-hmm. Carlos, you have not a wife, and I don't want to delve into too much of your...
I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, Bo. Like, this is not the tree to bark at. I don't care about those things. But I have friends that they buy those stupid clothes, which are expensive for no reason.
Stupid, you said.
I said stupid. Them and aloe, too. I don't like aloe either.
Aloe? I never heard of aloe. What's that? Aloe is aloe vera. You put that, it's a plant. It has medicinal.
No, ALO. It's a clothing brand. A lot of, Steph Curry or, very popular athletes, wear those type of clothing.
Him. Yeah, Steph Curry, I found out that I'm supposed to be calling him Steph. I call him Stephen Curry. Steph was out there making some remarks about Minneapolis, and I'm saying that's the way Gavin Newsom, and I'm just like, who cares? You go play ball. TJ, do you let your wife wear Lululemons?
She doesn't like it.
She doesn't like Lululemons. I asked America's small caffeinated mom, Rhonda Schrock, if her husband allowed her Grant, the most wonderful Grant, and I posed the question this way: does Grant allow you to wear yoga pants? He does, but I don't like to wear them out in public without a long coat. It's my comfort level, not his. He has one of the healthiest, most respectful attitudes toward women, does not objectify. If all men were like, well, they're not. We're not all like Grant. If all men were like Grant, we're not. You're lucky. And then I asked Princess Di if Mike used to allow her to wear the Lululemons. I asked Lady Benedict, and Lady Benedict says he only allows me to wear them when he walks behind me. And she said that she doesn't wear the Lulu things anyway, though. And then Princess Di just hit me up with laughter. She didn't even bother to answer the question, which is, do their wives allow them to wear What a question. Do their wives allow them? What century do you live in?
What's wrong
Lady
with
Benedict, give me a break. The reason I asked, ladies and gentlemen, is because Lululemon puts Get Low leggings back online with caveats. After pulling its Get Low collection, and I don't know what that means. Wait a minute. Princess Di. Mike didn't care what I wear as long as I wore Giants jerseys for game day. After pulling its Get Low collection from its website in North America when shoppers complained that the leggings were totally see-through, Lululemon is offering the line for sale again, along with new product guidance. We take our guests' feedback seriously and value their input in shaping the products and experiences we create. Last week, we temporarily paused our online sale of our Get Low collection in North America to review early guest feedback. Based on the learnings, we've updated our product education information. As of Friday, the fit and sizing guidance for Get Low includes a recommendation to size up and pair it with skin tone seamless underwear. The product features a selection so I don't understand what any of this means, except they want you to wear drawers underneath your Lululemons. Now, the Countess of Conspiracy says that she doesn't wear Lululemon, but she does wear leggings from time to time, and Tom Bond, her husband, doesn't seem to mind. He allows her to do that. She didn't put the allow part. I just snuck that in. Now, I don't know who exactly is complaining that these things are see-through, but I wish whoever's complaining about it would stop. Just stop complaining about it. There's no need. Women know what they're doing, and women have an intrinsic sense for fashion that men sometimes don't understand. So those of you complaining that Lululemons, the Get Lows, are too see-through, please be quiet. Please stop. There's no need to complain about this. There are so many other more important things in the world. Then why are you spending so much time talking about it? Because it's important. Stop complaining about it. Please. And you don't have to follow their recommendations, by the way, about wearing seamless color tone breeches underneath the Lulus. Glad we straightened that out. Okay, we got through Mamdani's gonna stick it to all the rich people that voted for him in New York. He's going to stick it to them. America's immigration labor. Okay, story. Number one, rent prices, first time, and as long as a lot of people can remember, are going down in Los Angeles. Los Angeles Times having a little bit of a problem figuring out why all of a sudden, first time in 4 years, first time, lowest rents in 4 years. Why is it happening now? After all the ice raids. U.S. population slows sharply. The new census data showed that the U.S. population grew to roughly 342 million people midway through 2025, an increase of about 1.8 million people compared with the previous year. That's one of the slowest growth rates in American history. Only once has the U.S. population increased by less than 0.5%. That was back in 2021, when the pandemic caused deaths to soar and borders to close. So they go. The biggest reason is a sharp drop in immigration. Trump's anti-immigration policies are expected to further slow population growth. If the trend continues, Census Bureau said the immigration would fall to about 321,000 in the current year, lower than even in the pandemic. That's the New York Times. Now, the Wall Street Journal has the same kind of story, the same numbers, but then they say this toward the end. And this is the part the New York Times seems to have left out of their story, interestingly enough. If this trend holds, Democratic-run states will likely lose at least half a dozen congressional seats after the post-2030 census reapportionment, as well as the federal funds tied to population. Anti-growth policies have consequences. Funny, the New York Times, all the news that's fit to print, didn't see fit to print the impact of this slower population growth tied to immigration. 5 states, by the way, lost population. California, Hawaii, New Mexico, Vermont, and West Virginia all lost population. What does that mean? Well, 4 out of those 5 states are run by who? Democrats. And then New York has negative numbers. Illinois has negative numbers. New Jersey has negative numbers. Massachusetts has negative numbers. Are you beginning to see the picture here? This slowing population growth before the next census means that Democrats could lose already. We're talking with the illegal immigration that's in the country already of almost 40 million people. It's estimated to be 39 million people. It's estimated that just those people out of the equation, if the trend holds with population growth the way it is, Democrats could lose at least a half dozen seats. Now add to it, what happens if deportations continue? What happens if in L.A. the population continues to shrink, real estate prices go down, affordability starts happening more, but it's not driven by all of these things driven by illegal immigration? And all of a sudden, life starts to get better and more affordable for people that are there. What happens all over the country if that happens? What happens to the Democrat Party if they lose half a dozen seats just because of the population and they lose another half dozen to 20 seats due to deportations? What does that do to the Democrat Party? I'll tell you what it does to the Democrat Party. It's doom. It is their demise as a political force. And that is why they are in the streets now. That is why all this money is being poured into making sure these agitators are disrupting. That is why Mamdani. That is why the mayor in Massachusetts. That's why the governor of Massachusetts. That's why the mayor of Boston. That's why all of these Democrat Party mayors are scared blankless because they understand the numbers at work here. And they understand that their entire political party is at risk because their party has been built on illegality. And they will lose. This is why they care more about illegal immigrants than they care more about American citizens, because their political lifeblood is tied up with, intertwined with illegal immigration. That's why you're seeing what you're seeing. Now, let's address this thing Mamdani said. That, ICE doesn't do anything in terms of public safety. Princess Diana's favorite governor in the country was on with Laura Ingraham. And she asked him, a little bit Ebonic language there, she asked him about the difference between Florida's approach with dealing with ICE and what's happening in Minnesota. That is cut 7. And here is what...
Governor, we certainly are not seeing chaos in Florida as we've seen in places like Minneapolis. So what is the difference?
Well, when President Trump got elected, it was clear he got elected on two main issues, as you mentioned, the economy and the border, and not only stopping the invasion that occurred under Biden, but then removing the people who were here illegally. And so I called a special session of the Florida legislature, and we imposed a legal requirement on all state and local law enforcement agencies to participate with DHS in interior immigration enforcement operations. And the result of that has now been, between state and local, we've done 20,000 apprehensions of illegal aliens, and that's in addition to what ICE is doing on its own. And you do have a very, very cohesive set of forces, and we're all on the same page. And here's the thing. The reason why I imposed that requirement, we have some sheriffs that would be gung-ho to do this. We've got some cities, some mayors would not want to do it, right? But since we did the requirement, if you act like Jacob Fry in Florida, then you get removed from your position. And so we have consequences to that duty, and it's worked very well. And it's important. The American people voted for this. This is something that has to be accomplished. And if it can't be accomplished with President Trump's presidency, then are we ever going to be able to get it done?
Exactly. And crime numbers down everywhere it's tried. James Golden, Snerdley, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Rush. This is the Rush Hour with James Golden.
Bo Snerdley.
The Rush Hour with James Golden. Entertaining and informative.
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
It's the Rush Hour with James Golden.
Goes by the pseudonym Bo Snerdley.
Rush. Now, here's James Golden.
You know, Bruce Springsteen released some song about Minneapolis today or yesterday, and people are whatever. Nicki Minaj was out with Donald Trump, says she's probably the president's greatest fan. And you talk about fearless, she's fearless about it. We have the quote, but not enough time. One of the greatest things that ever happened in the entire record industry, in the history of the record industry, happened on this day in the year 1985. Quincy Jones went in the studio with some of the biggest artists across the genres of all time, including Stevie, Tina Turner, Bruce Springsteen, Diana Ross, Bob Dylan, Ray Charles, Daryl Hall, John Oates, Cyndi Lauper, Steve Perry, Bob Geldof. Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie wrote the song, and it became one of the biggest singles of all time. And the message still holds. It still holds. May God bless, protect you. Each and every one of you, your families and your loved ones. Love and gratitude for your being here with me, allowing me to be with you. God willing, my friends, back tomorrow for the Thursday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. Until then, I bid you adieu. Bye. We are the world.
Thanks for listening to Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. You can hear Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour weekdays at 4 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to The Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.